Like, imagine how many people have tweeted self-righteous things on a phone that was made by slaves.
Yep.
I hate this so much. The idea that like you're a bad guy, okay? You can't even point to it. Meanwhile, the person who's calling you a bad guy is a guy who's like, no, it should stay that way actually. Let's take a look at our boy, Andrew Schultz, friend of the show, appearing on the Joseph Robinette Rogan Experience.
Yeah, where does our guilt extend?
Dude, this is a wild look, dude. Andrew is looking wild. Too sharp. Too sharp, Andrew. It's too crisp. It's too crisp.
Like, if we outsource all the things that we're guilty about, does it leave at our border? Like,
Never.
Motherfucker looking like a World War II pilot, dude. What is happening? He just straight up looks like a pilot that looking like Howard Zinn, bro. Yeah, his name was Patches O'Houlihan. I just came off of a long day of dogfighting. Them Nazis. Time to go slap my wife.
It never leaves.
Yeah.
You have a phone that's made by slaves.
But do you feel guilty about it?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
If there was
No,
a
you
company
don't.
that came
Shut
along
up.
that was like, if Samsung said, hey, we're going to make all of our phone
Cruelty-free.
Cruelty-free.
Yeah.
We're going to get all of our cobalt from this place where we can ensure you that there's nothing there and no Chinese factory workers making, 16 cents a day or whatever the they make.
Yeah.
It's not, if there
You want to know why? You want to know why I know he's capping here? Because if you ask his ape ass about the American minimum wage, he literally has disdain for the American working class living in the imperial core. It is like, what do you mean? If you have issues with the way that like homeless people exist in society,
really wild. I didn't know also that when you see stuff like that on the streets, that's protected property, like by law. You know that? Like if you were
So
to
you're
go,
not supposed to do that.
but like that's that person's property by law. If you
Oh,
were to
the
go,
homeless person's property is
Yes.
protected?
Yes.
what the why? What do you mean? Like, dude, this is awesome. Dude, this is awesome. He's just straight up admitting that he doesn't see homeless people as human beings. You don't say stuff like this unless you straight up don't believe homeless people are human beings. Like, that's it. He's saying like, what? They own stuff? They can have rights? Like, he literally, that's it. That's straight up what this is.
Absolutely.
Huh.
If you were to go and try to move that or take that,
You'd get arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't arrest.
Why is that hilarious? Of course. Isn't Joe Rogan like a libertarian? I don't understand. What?
Arrest you if you shot somebody. Maybe you should just go and shoot the homeless people.
I like your ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if nobody claims it, I mean, nobody does anything about violent crime in LA anymore. It's a joke.
Yeah.
They're just letting people out.
What the Like, if you can't even extend that sympathy to a homeless person in America, why would I ever believe you give a about some faceless, lifeless person living in the global south that is being destroyed so that your iPhone can be powered? No shot.
There was a phone that was made in America that cost twice as much. I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
But there isn't.
There isn't.
And because there isn't, what do? We put up with the guilt? Like,
Well, they up. They us, okay? And to be connected to something where you absolutely need it, but it's morally reprehensible at its very core. Like, imagine how many people have tweeted self-righteous things on a phone that was made by slaves.
Yep.
And that's the reality of these.
Yeah, meanwhile, you do that as well. You just don't even dude, I hate people that I hate people that do this shit, okay? They will go, you're high roading, you're virtue signaling, which is why I'm better, because I'm not virtue signaling, I'm vice signaling. You say better things are possible. Well, better things are not possible, so I'm right. I'm right so I can say everything I want and say, no, things are good right now, and they should stay the way that they are. I hate this so much. The idea that, like, if you look at how up society is and you point at it and you say we should probably try to change this a little bit, you're automatically a guy. If you're not out there arming Thomas Sankara, you're a bad guy, okay? You can't even point to it. Meanwhile, the person who's calling you a bad guy for even pointing at the structure being fundamentally flawed is a guy who's like, no, it should stay that way actually. I think the systems are good. Shut the up. What the
These phones, and Apple's one of the richest companies on planet Earth. I don't know what the logistics would be involved in making
At a certain point, people just don't want you to literally say anything. That's it. Oh, you don't like capitalism? You know, an iPhone and clothes made by child labor? Well, why aren't you independently wealthy enough to own the means of production to fix that? It's just a Jerry combo, dude. Relax a little, man. No, I just get triggered because it pisses me off because like it's something I have to deal with every day. Because ultimately, you know what it is? It's people trying to get you to shut the up about the problems because it makes them feel bad. I mean, look at how much people hate Marx, right? That loved capitalism so much he wrote a book about it. Died before he could like even finish all of it. You know what I mean? That's how much he loved it. He was like the mangaka for capitalism. He wrote a book with multiple volumes. But people get mad at him because he correctly described it as a fan does. I'm not sure he loved it. Let's be real. I mean, he was fascinated by it, okay? This is what I always describe when talking about dialectical materialism. I'm telling you how things work. I'm just repeating how things work, okay? You're the one who's ascribing a moral value to that description. And it makes you feel like you recognize, the moment that you recognize that the contradictions, you get angry because you've been sold a lie and you recognize that lie and then you get mad. And there are two things you could do when you get mad in a situation like that, in a moment of awakening. You either go, oh shit, there's truth to this and you actually change my mind a little bit, or you dig your heels in. And so many people dig their heels in and they go, you're making me mad for making me question this shit. I'm gonna shoot the messenger. Meanwhile, for many cases, you don't have a deed to the factory. You claim to be a capitalist and you do not have a deed to the factory. So you're just preaching for a system that you don't even benefit from. That's what really frustrates me. Now you can turn around and say, Hassan, well, what about yourself? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, I'm a class trader. What's it to you? Why are you mad? Why does that make you frustrated? Because you're working class. Let's say I'm a ownership class, Andy. Why are you mad at me for being the one guy who's literally telling you that things should be different that benefits you? When will you be on the Joe Rogan podcast? Never.
A phone in America with skilled labor that get paid a fair wage and gets health insurance and union benefits and all that stuff. But whatever it is, I feel like if I don't have the money, I'll buy less phones. I'll buy a phone. I have a iPhone 11. One of my phone lines is an iPhone 11. Yeah. It's great. It still works. Yeah. It still seems so normal when I fire it up. It doesn't seem any different to me.
But do we have the mineral? Like, do we have cobalt in America that we can mine?
I don't think we do.
That's the tricky thing.
I don't know. Is cobalt available in America?
I thought it's only available in like the Congo.
Well, that's where the primary source is for sure. But I think there's at least one other place on Earth. I don't remember correctly.
Ooh, Mexico. Let's go. Mexico's this shit.
Listen, we have a problem with the cartels. Why don't let's just like Mexico.
Do we have a problem with them? Do we have a problem with the cartels, or are we working with the cartels?
Well, for sure, someone's working with them. I mean, it's not just like 100% Mexican citizens that are sneaking across here and doing all this business. Someone's working with them. God damn, what is wrong with my throat? Yeah, someone for sure is working with them. But it's not good.
Think about it further, Joe. Who?
Good. It's not good to have this like fake scenario. You have a fake scenario. Say drugs are bad. If you make drugs illegal, no one's going to do drugs. Like, your math sucks. Okay? Because that's not the correct math. The correct math is if you make drugs illegal, then illegal people sell drugs. You asshole. And so now you've propped up a multi-billion-dollar industry south of the border filled with ruthless murderers. Idaho
is the only cobalt mine in the United States, and it's going to remain so. Okay, so we have some cobalt here. I'm sure they could find some more.
Okay, maybe we have just enough for us. How about just for us? Let's let the world make their own moral decisions.
Is he up? What's going on? He sounds like particularly extra.
But if you watch those videos from Foxconn, you see those poor people slaving away all day long in this sweatshop, 16 hours a day. They have bunks there and shit. They put nets around the building to keep people from jumping off. That is so wild. Instead of changing the conditions,
they won't let you kill you. That's crazy.
They're like, get back to work. They grab you by your hair, drag you back down onto the floor. You probably owe them money or something. I mean, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Do you feel
you would want everything you use in your everyday life to have a clean connection to like ethically sourced materials, great relationships with workers, no greedy corporations that are over the environment.
Bro, give Andrew a Thompson machine gun and let him shred the Nazis, okay? He just, like, I can't get over this look. I know it's completely irrelevant to what Joe's talking about, and we let him cook, and he's probably going to say some commie shit without realizing it, but I cannot get over the fact that this dude looks like out of a lineup, okay?
As a bushwhacking guerrilla army, we're going to be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
Let me at those Nazis. Let me at those Nazi punks. It's so funny. I just, this fits awesome. It's so great. I love it. Literally Brad Pitt from Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. I call my gun the Nazi killer. I call it the Nazi shredder. As a matter of fact, once it goes burr, once I put the drum mag on, it's over for them Nazis.
Trying to pay their rent, and they're like, all right, if this is a little bit cheaper, I have a little bit more money for my family, my parents who are sick, and my kids, like I can buy them another baseball mitt. And so they can't even consider people in the Congo. And I think that's the tricky thing, where like they know it's almost like the Amazon situation, where it's like most people probably know that Amazon might not be the best situation for like mom and pop businesses, but it's so convenient to them, and it's so much cheaper, and it's so efficient that they just go, all right, well, this is great for me.
Yeah. There's that. It is interesting, but I think that in those circumstances, when, there's people that just can't afford to buy, whatever it is, ethically sourced and organically grown, all that there should be other options. But if there was a clear option that someone could take.
Bro went so right, he's on the left. Bro is on nothing, okay? Are you out of your mind? He's on a different plane of existence, dog.
Oh, no. Isn't that like, what a conundrum?
Life is funny.
I mean, it's not just the environment.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Like, such a conundrum, dog. What the
Every electronic thing with lithium-ion batteries is connected to this horrific crime against humanity.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Nothing. Why? All the chitter chatter, all the talk about equality and equity and helping and charity, and what about that?
Look at him. He's like a zooted out, roided out turtle right now. Like, bruh, cobalt mining. He is not retaining information right now. He is not cooking. He is not doing anything right now, okay? He will retain 0% of the information that he is hearing from one ear as it directly gets out of the other immediately after it's done.